Well, welcome back, my friends, all to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors. This is the Precursor. It was designed, or this is Levi Richard Gustavus's take on an EDC Seax. And the reason I'm saying that is the Seax is a blade that goes back really to early 5th century Frankish grades was the first time they found them, and I'm sure it goes back before that, probably into antiquity. So it's been around a long time, and when I say it's his take on it, we have to be careful there, right? Because we've got kind of a historic blade, and certainly Richard didn't design it. This is his take on it. It's a phenomenal take on it. He did a great job, and then Shany executed from Shade Indonesia, as Shany from Shade Indonesia always does. Home run. I've done enough of Shany's knives now that I can tell you I'll put my name on Shany's work for a couple of reasons. One is just quality. Two, people ask him to make some insane stuff, and he makes it happen. Three, if something goes wrong, Shany stands behind his work. Somebody like that is easy to put your name on. You know what I'm saying? They just are. Let's talk about the Precursor. We've got slighpener steel, and I believe that's black micarta handle scales. Now, I'm going to give you the specs in a minute, but before we go too far into it, I want to acknowledge the sheath. It's black leather. It's really well done. It's nice and thick. The stitching's done well. It fits very well. It fits very well. It rides a little higher up on my belt. I like that. I have shorter arms. Now, and it's just well done. Shany's leather work is top notch. Overall length on this blade is 10 inches. Well, it's actually 9 7/8 inches. We have a blade length right at 6 with a cutting edge at 5, looks like 5 3/8. So a nice cutting edge there. Blade thickness is a quarter inch blade stop. Inner grip is 4. If we add the pommel, we got 4 1/8. Really nice there. Really well done on the pommel too. It's nice, it's smooth, it's contoured, no sharp spots there. Fits really well in the hand. Came to me sharp. Now, Richard had this. He's been super excited about this. And he said, Scab, when I get it, I'm going to play with it for a bit, and I'm going to send it to you and let you check it out. As soon as Kirk saw it, he said, man, what's the price point on that? I want to get one at the end of the year. He raved about it. It feels great in the hand. The balance point is right at maybe about an 1/8 inch, maybe a quarter inch down from the handle scales. It's right between the first pin and the top of the handle scale. So it's really well balanced. It feels good in hand. Slighpener steel, I like. Shany does a great job with his slighpener. And here, let's just take a look. We've got dual fullers on each side. It gives it a really cool aesthetic. Now, we're going to do a couple different stabs. First couple we're going to do with the blade oriented towards me, and then I always do that shit. And then we'll do a couple away from. I cut a lot with this knife. Really good penetration. The tip. Now, the tip, I want y'all to see, from the tip to where the plummet line is right at 2, I'm going to say 2 1/4 inches. So that's a lot of tip for penetration. Really good job. I want to talk about the handle a little bit. The handle scales, let me give you a handle thickness. Sometimes we leave that out, and I don't want to do that. Handle thickness is right at 7/8. That's a really nice handle thickness. Let's take a look there after we've been doing. Guys, a lot of times I try to show you the blade after we stab a tire for the simple fact if it has any kind of wires or any kind of reinforcement, anything like that, we drift up near the tread, it can wear on an edge. So I like showing you a little bit. That's just a good looking knife, man. I was really, and I'm going to go back to this, I was really surprised at Kirk's reaction. Y'all know me. I love knives. I love every knife you see on the channel. You hear it every video, right? Kirk's not that way. Kirk, there's a lot of times I can't tell you what Kirk thinks about a knife because he just don't like it, right? We have different tastes, but man, he raved about this thing. Caught me off guard. It's a great knife. I love the knife. I just wasn't expecting Kirk to react in that manner. Here we're just testing the tip sharpness. Guys, when we get a knife, when you get a production run knife and everything's done by machine and everything's, the same, right? We still check, but when you get one of these that's more of a custom, one that's handmade, whether it's drop stock or whether it's forged, we want to check to see where the sharpness is. Is the sharpness the same at the tip as it is in the sweet spot? I believe on this knife it is. And I believe that Shany does a phenomenal job. The other thing Shany does a really, really good job at, for all you guys who like the more tactical side or the self-defense side of a knife, Shany trains a lot in the arts. He's got a background in that. He makes weapons. This is absolutely a weapon, 100%. No doubt, not arguing it. The balance of it feels that way. Everything feels that way. It's also a tool. We talk about that a lot, don't we? And a lot of times you'll hear, well, a knife's a tool. It is, 100%. 100% a tool. But sometimes we just have to stop and acknowledge when a knife is a weapon. Now, listen to me. There are two thoughts that I want to share with you here on that. Because people say all knives are weapons. Well, that's not true. A butter knife or a plastic knife, it's not a weapon. It's a tool. If you take the time and make it that way, yes. But there are certain knives that start out with particular functions, whether it's bushcraft, camping, whatever. And then the secondary function is a weapon. There are knives that are made as weapons. We call them combat utility blades. Secondary function is utility. This is a knife that is a blend. I think you could go either side. If we were set up to do more tactical type stuff, stabbing, cutting, that kind of thing, or knife fighting in that arena, this knife, I believe, would do very well. If we wanted to do some bushcraft like we're doing here, and I say it every video, batoning is not something I do a lot in real life, but I do a lot on the video to show you, one, the heat treat, two, to see if there's any shock in the handle, three, just to see how the knife has, and four, it's fun. I mean, let's just be real about it. We took on some big stuff. Richard, when he said, man, beat the hell out of it. Here's the thing. I put pretty good pressure on the knife. At first, I was like, hell yeah, man. And then I got to think, I said, man, I want to see how this knife does, because I may want to get me one. This might be a knife I want to get where I would carry it. Knife handled phenomenally well. And I feel like we did enough pressure, enough batoning on it, right, to check the heat treat. I'll say it every single video. Batoning isn't the end all be all of testing a knife. It's just not. It's a small portion. But if a knife's going to chip, if it's going to roll, if it's going to fold, if it's going to crack, if it's going to do anything, it doesn't need to be black locust with extreme pressure. If it'll chip, roll, or do any of that with pine, you know the knife's not good. The heat treat's not good. It's just not. If it'll do something on soft. Every knife that I've ever damaged has been on pine. Every one. That's why I like using it. You see here, no damage. Looks really, really nice. Badass look. Held up. It is I'm not going to say it's a tank. I just about said, but it's not. This is a cutting tool that you can do all kind of stuff with. We're going to do the Donnie B all day drop test, Donnie B all day throw it at the stump test. Richard has taken this knife with him to work. I would absolutely take this thing to work. It's the way that it's built. This isn't a sharpened pry bar. This is a knife in every sense of the word. And I know you're like, well, yeah, no, guys, listen, there are knives that are sharpened pry bars that you can do anything. This knife, even though it's a 1/4 inch thick, feels insane in your hand. The balance is spot on. The handle scales, the way everything's contoured, the ergos, all of it, it just melts into your hand. And then you're able to do anything you want to do with it. We're doing the Donnie B all day drop test, Donnie B all day throw it at the stump test, some different throws to check it out there. Again, very well balanced. When you stand straight up and drop it straight down, we're looking at the tip. We're looking to see how it falls. We're looking to see if the handle scales loosen up, anything like that. And old Scab will bounce one every now and then, so you got to keep your eyes on the swivel. Now you know why my eyes the way it is. Thank you, Scab. Appreciate you. I sped this segment up. There was a old dead tree limb there. And I thought, I'm going to boop it, boop, 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 you know, move some limbs and stuff like that. And then I thought, well, let me just kind of hack on it. Let me chop on it. Now, I didn't set myself up. I didn't get in a good chopping position. I just wanted to have a little fun. So, and then I started in on it. I thought, I'm going to finish this damn thing. I'm not going to just stand here and sweat my ass off. It's in the mid to high 90s with the humidity through the roof. So I sped it up a little bit. We chopped, did a little left-handed chopping, a little right-handed chopping, smacked it all around. Went flat edge on it, right? Just to see if we any kind of damage, anything like that. No stropping, no honing, nothing. Went straight from the outside at the studio to the house, cut the paper, started the narration, and went from there. This thing is a great stabber. Now, we talked about it a little while ago with the tire, but listen, the tire you can puncture and you can go through. When we use this fire hose here, this double-jacketed Kevlar fire hose with a rubber imprint, it comes to a dead stop. So it's a good way to test the grip. Does your hand slip? Is there any give there? The pommel, which it does have a lanyard hole. The pommel is so well done, man. You put your thumb back there, and it's like it was made for it. Stab through that damn 2-ply Kevlar really easy. I was glad to see that. Got really good penetration. If it goes all the way through, guys, that's basically 4 layers of Kevlar, and it does good. Here, we're just doing some small stuff. Now, let me say this. I shaved up a lot of fat wood. I got it going. The spine on this knife will strike a ferro rod. It is not set up to do that, I don't believe. It's not like a true 90. It would take about 5 minutes to make it that way with a file. Not my knife, so I didn't do it. I wished I'd have struck a ferro rod, and before I send it back to Richard, I probably will show y'all that it will strike a ferro rod. It absolutely will, but that's not its main purpose. Guys, listen, would I carry it? Hell yeah. Richard, dude, you killed it. Great take on it. Love it. Shany, much love as always. Phenomenal job. Guys, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. It's the weekend. That number's higher. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. Bets, we love you. You have a place here. Guys, I'm back to blue. Like it or don't, that's my choice. Finally, if you're an addict, never quit quitting. I'm Scab. You're not.